My name is Alan G. Thole. I joined the Navy in May 6th of 1963. I joined and I was discharged on May 6th of 1969. My rank when I got out was a E5. It was an IC-2 SS submarines. And then after that, I was stationed to go on the Theodore Roosevelt, which is the SSBN 600. That was the second fast attack submarine that they cut in two and added the missile compartment. The George Washington was the first one, and then this was the second one, and then after that they came out with a class of built from scratch fleet ballistic missiles. That boat was also in the yards at General Dynamics in New London, Connecticut when I reported on board. And we were in the yards until, let's see, I got on in October of '65, and I think it was the following fall, late summer, early fall, when we finally got out of the yards and started doing sea trials up and down the East Coast. We had been out on patrols previous to that. The main reason it came into the yards to be retrofitted was they put a new class missile in tubes and all the electronics, everything for a newer class heavier duty missile than what was on there previously. And so they did, that was the main reason, but then they also refueled the reactor and did a lot of other major work on it at the same time. And then at that same time, in November of '65, I got married. And so that was kind of a significant event too, because it changed my life drastically, some ways. But anyway, we left the yards, we went through sea trials. There was a gold crew and a blue crew. Our crews were split in two. We traded off blue and gold for different parts of the sea trials. We went down to Cape Canaveral and fired a missile and fired the torpedoes, and we carried 16 missiles. Just basically did test depth dives and made sure nothing leaked, and full power runs, and whatever you need to do to stress out the sub whichever way you can, and check all the missile systems and navigation systems and stuff. And then we took the first, we went down to Charleston, South Carolina, the blue crew, and we took it across the ocean over to Hoylock, and we did the first run on it, 60-day run on it, 63 days actually, of patrol. Patrol is what I'm trying to say, out of North Atlantic. Came back, Gold Crew took over, came over, we turned the boat over, we came back. And when you were back in port, you had like 2 weeks of whatever you wanted to do. You just had to call in every day and say, hey, you know, I'm here, or wherever you were. And then after the 2 weeks was up, then you had to go in every day, and they might schedule some kind of training program for you, or information. The nuclear power program was a continuous learning training experience, so they're constantly training you on something. So basically you just did that. You know, it may only last a few hours a day, and may last all day long, just depending on what you went through. And then after your 60 days was up in port, you flew back over to Scotland and turned it over and did it. I made 2 patrols on the Theodore Roosevelt. The Gold Crew hit a underground uncharted mountain while they were on their patrol. So the boat had to come back into the yards to get that taken care of. We put a big crack in the forward torpedo room. And so it had to come back to the yards. So by the time it came out of the yards, I was not going to have enough time left on it to do another patrol. So then they transferred me to the USS Bang, SS 385.